growth have you seen from guys like DJ Coleman, some of the guys that are back again for another year but didn't play a whole lot?
Yeah, like DJ's another guy in that mix of competition right there. He's working extremely hard. Um, he's he's become he's becoming uh, a very coachable person. Not to say that he wasn't coachable when he got here, but he's hearing things differently now. Things are starting to click, and I see it on the practice field. And he's working extremely hard. He's always had grit and determination. He's got toughness to him, and now from a technical standpoint, I see him getting better. And now when you add the toughness, the grit, with the technical improvements that he's made, I think he's positioning himself to compete for a roster spot.
How much growth have you seen from Trayvon from maybe when he first walked in here as a rookie this year?
I think there's a lot of growth so far. But as I was answering the question earlier, I do think there will be a challenge in front of him in terms of the improvements from this point forward will be more difficult than the improvements he made year one and then into year two, because I do think it's harder to improve as you get better, because it's just you're looking for an inch, where maybe 2 years ago you're looking to try to get 6 inches of improvement here, or a little bit. Like now you're looking like the room for improvement. There's still plenty of room for improvement, but the room for improvement is much smaller. So he's really dialed in. And right from the first time I ever talked with Trayvon, he's a very mature young man. He's a very focused young man. He's confident, but it doesn't come across, as in the wrong type of way. So you can tell the way he was raised. He was raised to work. He's respectful, and he respects the process. And he knows, even though he's a high draft pick, he knows there was a price to pay, and he knows right now that price continues to be due every day. And so he's out there working extremely hard. He's one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around.
We say he's raised right.
There you go. Sure. Yeah, he's a Georgia guy, and through and through. But I've met his family and his support system, and they're all good people. And you can see that he comes from a great support system.
Bill, sorry, jumped in late.
No
here,
problem.
But, you haven't really had your hands on Josh Allen a lot yet this offseason. So, what are you expecting if he's back next week?
Yeah, I feel pretty good with the chances that he'll be back next week. I'm looking forward to talking to him and seeing him face to face. I have talked to him quite a bit throughout the offseason. It's very similar to last year. He knows, Josh is a very self-aware person, and so he knows the challenges that he'll face this year coming in. He knows he raised the bar for himself a little bit, and all that's real. But what I'd like to see him do is be focused on just getting a little bit better, and not trying to necessarily outdo, from a production standpoint, what he did last year. If he focuses on just trying to get better from where he was last year, the production should take care of itself.
How much different would have been asked in this system compared to what Josh and Trayvon been asked in the edge last year?
Yes, there are some differences. That's real, but I don't. It's my opinion that I don't think those differences are very. It's not a huge difference. There are some small things. Some of the ways that we're looking at aligning techniques, some refinements to what they were doing, but for the most part, it's going to be very similar. From a technique standpoint of things that they've done in the past. There will be some differences, and the differences can be meaningful at times, but I think when you're looking at it from a big picture, it'll be more similar than it is different.